Great day, everybody. I pray that this finds you well. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and I hope all is going well. Guess what time it is? It's time for lunchtime conversation. I hope everything is going well. Gotta go check a few things, and I'll get started on it in a second. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope everything is going well. Still, sorry it's a later post for today. Got held up with some work and had to do a later lunch than I expected. It's all good, and I hope everything is going well. So today's thought plagues everybody. And I know that somebody, hopefully, will be encouraged and pass on the word. So the thought for today is hello, fear. You're like, what? Hello, fear. Why would we say hello to fear? Because fear is one of those things that's always going to be around. Like, sadly, if you're trying to do anything, if you're trying to accomplish anything, fear is going to be one of those things that pops up and rears its ugly head more often than you might want it to. And so, why not look at it differently? So, we're going to focus on at least two points of fear. Fear of the unknown, and then fear of the I don't know. Both of them stem from the feeling of inadequacy. Sadly, everybody deals with it, especially when it comes to knowledge. We don't seem to know everything. Sadly, we just can't. Our brains can't possibly hold everything in the world that we could possibly need to know when it comes to business and everything like that. So we have some people that will know certain things, and we have some people that don't know those things. And so for those people that don't know, you gain the knowledge by learning, putting yourself out there, and really trying to get over that fear of the I don't know. Like I said before in one of the other conversations, you have the opportunity to learn whatever you like. And it's really up to you to do it. Like, if you really want to learn it, you learn it. Or you pay somebody else that already knows it. It's a win-win for you. But fear of the I don't knows often also gets us when we do know something. Like, wait, but how does that make sense, right? Sometimes when we know things and we find ourselves in situations where there are experts around, something that we may have researched and thought about, if the expert says that it's wrong, then we second guess what we know and have proven to be different. I hope that makes sense. So you've got to know what you know, test it, prove it, and move forward from it. So avoiding that opportunity or that fear of the I don't know, learn what you want to learn. Find out the information that you need. And if there's a reason that, oh man, well, I don't really know this, you have a phone in front of you or a computer. Because you're watching this video, you have a device where you can get to the World Wide Web, and that has more information than you could even imagine. I'm serious. It has subjects across the board in different languages, and you have access to it. So go ahead and do the research. Go ahead and put the time in. It's all part of the hustle. Getting over fear is part of your hustle. So secondly, the fear of the unknown. Like knowledge, we don't know everything that's going to come up, everything that's going to happen when it comes to starting our businesses and in life in general. We can't say that your family member isn't going to pass away tomorrow or something along those lines. We can't say that your financial stability will fall from under you. You can't predict that all the time. Like, it's some things that you just don't know. While it may be a possibility, you don't necessarily know if it's going to happen or not. You never know if, hey, my YouTube channel is going to take off immediately based off of a video or two, or if you're going to have to work it, you're going to have to hustle it. Your video won't go viral. Sometimes you just have to understand that there are variables always that we don't necessarily know or have all of the information for. And because It's unknown to us. We may not see it until after the fact. So that whole unknown, you gotta deal with it. And even with planning, we as business owners and people in life, we plan for so many different things. And so being able to plan, you don't always know what you don't know or what you might not know. And so in dealing with the unknown, you have to be prepared for there to be something that you might not have thought of. And don't stress about it. The fear of the unknown means you may not know what is going to happen tomorrow, but you've planned for the things that you were in control of, and you move on from there. Anything that comes up that wasn't planned for, that wasn't expected, that you didn't see coming, is part of that unknown. And you take it with a grain of salt. You figure it out. You stop, you breathe, figure it out, a plan of action, and you press forward to it. Fear is one of those things that for everybody, it can grip you and stop you in your tracks. And you have to figure out a way around it. In many cases, people that have fear or have experienced fear have people in their circle that can help them overcome the fear. But sometimes we don't even talk about it. We get afraid of things and afraid of moving forward, and we would much rather find it easy in the comfort zone that we're in than moving to the next level or moving to the next obstacle because we're afraid to. Fear is a spirit. And, I am reminded by the Bible that God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. And those things can help you thwart fear every single time. So what does that mean? You got to pray. Honestly, you got to spend time talking to God, because when it comes to fear, if fear is a spirit, then something in the spiritual realm has to deal with it. And God is in control of it all. One other thing that the scripture says was power. You have power over fear. You may not realize it, but there is power that is given to you as a child of God over fear. And you have to believe that you have that power and can step up and do something. But then there's also love. Love is one of those things that is very hard to explain on a complete scale, because love comes in so many different ways and avenues and feelings and emotions and so forth. And that overcomes fear because you know that people care about you. You know that you're special. You know that you're important. And so love helps get rid of fear, because those other people that love you will share that confidence in you, with you, and overcoming fear becomes significantly easier than it may have been dealing with it by yourself. But if you don't tell anybody that you're afraid, if you don't share that because you're afraid, that somebody might look at you different, that's why you have those close friends. That's why you have those close family members that trust you, that believe in you, and know many of them, if they're believers, if they're followers of Christ, then of course, not only are they going to pray for you, but they're going to make sure that they support you. They're going to make sure that they encourage you, because they know you would do the same for them. And so it's a matter of actually making it work and really pulling it off. Because fear is one of those things that you can either do one of two things. You can allow it to grip you to the point where you don't succeed at what you're supposed to be doing, or you can figure out ways around it. It's totally up to you. I mean, you're the one that deals with it. I know I deal with fear as well. And for me, my biggest fear is not to be able to support my family. For me, God has shown me so many ways and given me so many ideas that if I can't support my family, it's because I've stopped doing what I've already been instructed to. I've already been given. I've already stopped, talking to you all, because you are part of the reason that I don't have the fear that I have, or I used to have, or the level of fear that I had. Because honestly, fear at one point kept me in a box. But because I can talk about it, because I can share with other people my experiences, because I have the opportunity to encourage other people, my fear has lessened to the point where in some areas I'm not worried about anything. Now, there's still that inkling of failing as being a father because I want to do a great job. You know, that's just me. In my heart of hearts, I want to do a great job for my kids and my kids. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I want them to know that the legacy that was created was solely for them. And you got to move forward. And so if I want to do that, that means I can't stand in fear. I can't hold on to fear. I got to take some risk. I got to take some opportunities to really get out there and make a difference, not only in my life, but in the life and the potentials for my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, great, all the way down there somewhere. But that also has to do for you. You have to be okay with taking risk. Fear is always going to be around. Fear is like a hater. Think about it this way. Fear is like a hater. And haters are always going to say what they want to say. Fear is the same way. It's always going to say that you're inadequate, that you're not good enough, that you don't know enough, that you can't do it. Fear is always going to do that. That's fear's job. That's, as a spirit, fear is going to attack where you feel most vulnerable. And so, how do you fix it? You build up those areas. You build up the knowledge that you have. You build up the circle of friends that you have, the confidence that you have in them. You know, first off, that God made you for a purpose. And if you are working in that purpose, if you're working in the knowledge of that purpose, your gifts and your talents are more than enough for what he's going to do through you. And it wasn't by mistake that you have the gifts and the talents that you have. It wasn't by mistake that you are good at what you're doing and moving forward. Bug bit me. And so you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to be okay with doing. And sometimes taking the risk is one of those things that beats fear down. Why? Because you're going to do it in spite of the fear. Sometimes you have to do it in order to press through it, in order to put fear in its place. You're praying, you're spending time, you're getting to know God, you're getting to know yourself, you're getting to know purpose, talents, all those things. And in spite of the fear that you're dealing with, you're going to move forward into it anyway. You've got so much to do. You've got so much on your plate. You've got a dream that has to be lived. You have a purpose that without you, it won't get done. So you have to do it. And don't let fear step in your way any longer. You are important. You know what you're doing. You can handle this. It wasn't by accident that you stopped here today. And I hope that you enjoyed our lunchtime conversation. You know I love you. And God loves you more. So until next time, be inspired, be edified, be encouraged. Put God first in all that you do. Love unconditionally. Do what you love. And always live an amp life. We'll see you tomorrow.